Hey besties, welcome back to another episode of Classy and Sassy, the place where ambition meets a soft hustle, and we sip something cute while we figure out how to build a life we actually love. I'm your host, Erica Regina, realtor, writer, traveler, and your unofficial guide to living a life that feels just as good as it looks. And today, we're talking about the newest season of Owning Manhattan. Yeah, I finally finished it. And I have thoughts. And we're going to go a little into the drama. We're pulling out the juicy lessons every ambitious woman can use in business, branding, and leveling up her life. Because watching other people close big deals, yeah, that's fun. But becoming the woman who closes her own deals, that's the real show. All right, let's set the scene. Manhattan is Manhattan-ing. The stakes are skyscraper high. The agents are giving us competition, ego, glamour, and the kind of real estate that makes you check your bank account like, maybe next lifetime. This season, we see a lot of power plays between top brokers, personal branding getting tested, big listings that could make or break careers, and a few moments where you may be screaming at the screen like, no, don't do that. But what I love is that underneath the drama, you see the real machinery of business. Strategy, negotiation, branding, pressure, and the art of navigating personalities, especially in what could be a male-dominated space. So, lesson 1. Command the room unapologetically. One thing this season makes very clear, the women who went, they aren't necessarily the loudest, but they're the clearest. There are many scenes where a woman walks in and immediately shifts the energy. Not by yelling, not by over-explaining, certainly not by shrinking, but by being direct, prepared, and intentional. Ladies, if you take nothing else from this show, stop apologizing for taking up space. You don't need permission to speak. You don't need to soften your opinions. You don't need to prove you belong. Walking into a room with calm confidence is a superpower. And yes, introverts, this is your time, because calm presence hits harder than frantic loudness. Lesson 2. Brand like a luxury brokerage. One thing Owning Manhattan nails, branding. They have a look, a vibe, a signature style, and a way they communicate their value. Here's the truth. Branding isn't about being fancy, it's about being consistent. Think about your business, your content, your social presence. Does your voice match your visuals? Do people know what you're about within 5 seconds of landing on any of your social media pages? Are you telling a story, or are you just posting randomly? Luxury is not a price point, it's a feeling. And in 2025, your brand speaks before you do. I personally did a complete overhaul recently of my Instagram. Looked at it and realized it was saying too much and it did not look clear and aesthetically pleasing when you open it. Now, does this mean I'm going to go in and delete thousands of posts? Absolutely not. But if you want to fix your branding on a platform, start from today and move forward. Because unless you're some crazy stalker who's in somebody's page years back, it all starts to populate up anyways. So when someone goes to my Instagram, as I'm putting in this new version of my content, they will immediately see a few different things. That I'm someone who reads, someone who offers real estate and travel, and they know who I am based on one glance within a few seconds. Now, this is not to say you don't still put your selfies and your food content and all of these things, but the idea is to try to put those things in your stories so they don't mess up your branding. They don't make it look cluttered. Your branding on your social pages should look very clean and concise, especially Instagram, since it's primarily visual. Lesson 3, know your value and price like it. Let's talk money. It's everyone's favorite topic after, things like travel and coffee. These brokers on this show throw out numbers with more confidence than some of us order a latte. And it got me thinking. Women often lower their value before anyone even challenges it. I'm going to say that again. Women, we have a habit of often lowering our value before anyone has even challenged it. Not on this show. They state their worth and they simply let it breathe. This is your reminder. Stop over-explaining your prices. Stop discounting before people even ask. Stop assuming you need to earn the right to charge what you're worth. Data, skills, receipts, that's your power. Use it. Lesson 4. Your network is not optional. Deals on this show don't just happen just because people are talented. They happen because they're connected. Now, that's not to say you can't get in the business if you don't know people. But you need to understand your network is your currency. Not that fake networking you do, where you just hand out some business cards and disappear. The real kind, where you're building relationships, staying visible, being where opportunities live. Even as an introvert, this is non-negotiable. You don't need to talk a lot, but you do need to be present. This is where some of you soft hustle girlies will shine, because intentional connection beats out forced energy every time. So start building those relationships. Lesson 5. Pressure isn't the enemy. Perfectionism is. Let's talk about pressure this season on the show. Careers on the line, deals collapsing, egos clashing. But the people who thrive, they're not perfect. They're resilient. Pressure reveals character. Perfectionism hides potential. One of the biggest mistakes ambitious women make is trying to be flawless. Your audience doesn't need perfect. Your clients don't need perfect. They need you to show up, adapt, and keep going. Now, let's be honest. What the show doesn't tell you about real estate, let me say this. Luxury real estate is not all private jets and rooftop champagne. It is emotional labor, long follow-up sequences, clients who want you to give them the world by, Friday, and negotiations that test your patience and your skincare routine. TV shows you the glitter. Real life shows you the grit. And honestly, the grit is where growth happens. So Let's wrap with our soft hustle action plan inspired simply by this season. This week, I want you to audit your brand. Does it reflect who you're becoming? I want you to make one visibility move. Show up somewhere you normally avoid. Raise one price. Yes, one. Stop being scared. And reach out to 3 women. Not to network, but to build your circle. Because watching other people win is cute. But becoming the woman who owns her space, that's your real luxury. If you loved this episode, please share it with the ambitious women in your life who are building something beautiful. And if owning Manhattan gave you a whole new level of motivation, tell me on socials. I love hearing your thoughts. Thank you for tuning into Classy and Sassy. I'm your host, Erica Regina, reminding you that the soft hustle still pays off, especially when you back it with confidence, clarity, and a little attitude. Until next time, stay classy, stay sassy, and stay building your empire.